Big Issue is a national organisation. It has offices in both Scotland, Wales, England, other international versions of the Big Issue. They're actually quite separate organisations, but there are big issues in Australia, Ireland, Japan, and about 26 countries, I think, now, the Big Issue sells in. The Big Issue in Britain should be seen as three different components. The Big Issue company is a social enterprise. We produce the mag, write the mag, develop sales, sell on to vendors, support vendors in their sales, and that goes right across the country. So on a normal week in the UK, the Big Issue would expect to sell around about 80,000 magazines across the country. Around about Christmas time, that goes up to 120,000 at least. You know, it depends on how good or bad the year has been. From mid-November, the price is £3 as a retail price. The vendors buy from Big Issue for £1.50. Normally it's £2.50 for the retail price and £1.25 for the vendor to purchase. It's the time that we have to earn our money. You know, it's a big time of year. People are very generous with their money at this time of year. Surprisingly, you know, I imagine they've got presents and things to buy. But yeah, no, it's a really busy time. With all numbers, it's sort of disputed or controversial, but let's give you some basic statistics. In Bath, we would have between 30 and 40 vendors on our books. Most of them have experienced homelessness at one stage. Some people still are experiencing homelessness, and some will experience homelessness again. Most of the people on our books I would certainly describe as vulnerably housed. And that can be staying with friends, staying on a very sort of precarious lease, if you like, or by word of mouth. They can be street sleeping, they can be sleeping in parks, friend settees, etc., etc., or probably escaping domestic violence, or living in very overcrowded conditions. The whole range of different factors that come into homelessness. When homelessness stats are banded about, sometimes it's just a street count in Bath, and they'll say that there's 30 or 40 people living on the streets in Bath, which is probably an understatement, I think. But then you have a whole range of people that are also, or could be counted as homeless. And that's people living in tents on the canal that are never found. That's people who are probably sharing or sleeping on a friend's floor for a few days before moving on. It's people living in cars. It's people living in situations of severe domestic violence where they're scared to go home and spend all day in the library. It can be probably about 10 or 15 different circumstances, which I think is the real figure for homeless and counts homeless. There's people help in many, many different ways. Initial response from the public to offices like Julian House or the Big Issue is to give us warm clothing, food and things like that. But I think it's a bit more complex than that as well. I think we're always looking for people to volunteer. Volunteers are crucial to make these organisations work properly. We can probably never have enough volunteers. And if they don't want to volunteer for us, there's plenty of other organisations they can volunteer for to help homeless people. With the Big Issue, if you volunteer, you can be involved in the distribution of magazines, supporting people their sales, just helping them basically get their life sorted out. There's a whole range of different things that can be done to help.
So would you consider yourself homeless? Or?
Well, sleeping about 3 months now.
3 months? So where do you normally go to sleep around Bath?
Well, in shop doorways normally.
Shop doorways, surrounding the city centre? Okay. Do you feel safe sleeping on the streets? Not at all?
Most nights, you know.
So why is that? Why do you feel safe most nights?
Well, it's pretty cameraed up and the police are pretty on top of it, you know.
Okay. What, do they come round and speak to you?
Yeah, they come around quite a lot.
Nice.
Are you normally on your own?
Yeah.
They're going like a big group?
No. It causes trouble, doesn't it? You know, it brings trouble to you.
So would you say you feel safer by yourself than as opposed to in a bigger group?
Yeah, I do.
Why is that?
Because like, you get big groups, it attracts trouble, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, a bit more hassle off the police, the young ones, you know.
Yeah. And I guess it doesn't draw as much attention to you. What's the hardest thing about being homeless for you?
Sleeping, really, you know what I mean?
It's quite hard to get to sleep.
You're up early, you know, you're up 6, 7. In Bristol, I was homeless in Bristol, but it's just too much there, it's too much aggravation up there, you know. There's rows and fights and drunks and
So is Bath a lot safer compared to places like Bristol?
Yeah, a lot safer.
Would you say Bath is one of the safest places?
Yeah, I would.
Can I ask you what made you do this?
I started with my partner, she got the house. Now I just couldn't get another property.
Have you been to many like charities?
Yeah.
Do they help much?
Help as much as they can. You know, they give us food like a couple of days a week, and every day we can go to the union house and get food and showers and clothes and that, you know.
Fair enough.
So the union helps you out?
Yeah.
And do they sometimes provide a bed?
Yeah, but they've only got limited spaces. They've only got 16 beds there.
Yeah.
And it's like, there must be about 30, 40 people fighting for a bed each night, you know, so...
Do you think you'll have a place for Christmas Day?
Don't know.
Yeah.
Don't know.
And just as the weather gets a bit shitter, do they stay on top of it? Are they trying to?
Yeah, they let us go into the union house. If it gets below 0 for 3 days on a trot, they let us go in there and sleep in union house, like in the day room.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, they do as much as they can.
That's good. That's good.
You say they don't really have enough power.
Yeah, really, yeah, that's it. They haven't got the power to help us, you know.
Like they're doing their best, but if they had like more money or something, they'd be able to sort it out properly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it seems to be all the buildings are building like developing. It's all student beds. I know we need like it's our future. I understand that, you know. But what's happened to the old places they had?
Yeah.
You know, why can't they go to the homeless, you know?
So do you reckon they're just building places pointlessly when there's a lot of other better things they could be doing with their time and money?
Well, yeah, and like, I think they could direct more to the homeless, you know. Or
Do you think that they try to sort of turn a blind eye? And
yeah, they do. You know, I know they do. You know,
How do you know they do?
because you can't really beg, can you? You're not allowed to beg. You know, it's illegal. You know, but as long as you don't ask for money, you're not begging.
Yeah. So is that what you need? Just sit?
Just sit here, yeah.
Does it help, like the change that you're given, or not?
Yeah, of course it does. It helps you get food. You know, I'm not a drug addict no more. I was. You know what I mean? But I'm clean now.
yeah.
You know.
Is it hard not like being drug dependent and being on the streets?
It was, yeah, really, really hard being like having a habit and trying to support that.
Yeah.
You know.
What drugs were you on?
All of them. We dribble, heroin, crack, lot, you know.
How long have you been clean for? You know, by gases?
About a month now to be truthful, not long, you know.
Thank you very much for your
Would you like
time.
a couple of cigarettes?